Hello boys, I'm live again, also today. This nice Friday evening. How are you? How are you today? Thanks for joining, by the way. Hello Zwei, nice to see you. Did you proceed with your test on the characters in the 3D, the rigging and animations? Did you have any chance to work on that? So let's recap a bit of what we did in the last few days, okay? Because I think we did good progress. We had some good progress, so I think we can just recap a bit of what we did quickly, okay? It will not take much, but just a few minutes. So if I start the server and the client, I will show you. Hello, Hammy. Are you cleaning up the there? Okay. I'm in the there. So what can we do today? I mean, what can we do in the game right now? We can log in. We can, if the server is up, it's starting now. We can log in. We can see the list of our characters, which is still a bit rough, I have to say. That window is still a bit rough, but anyway. Hello, Maui. We can log in, we can select our character, we can look around them, okay. We can create a new character as well. We can come here and enter into the world. We have our nice inventory window, which is probably working. I can pick up items on the ground, which at the moment are colliding with me. So there is collision detection enabled on these items, so meaning that if I push on them, I cannot go through. So I can pick up item. If I pick up this item, my axes become 3. If I pick up this one, become 4. Pick up this one, becomes this one, and so on. Right? What else? We can chat. I still see that here we have a wrong name, huh? In the pickup message we still have we don't have the character name, but we have the Unreal Engine. Yeah, so we should change this. When we say pick it up, let me see if it's also on the drop. No, the drop is okay, just the pickup which is not correct. So maybe we can change it as soon as possible. Now we can walk around, we can go to our NPC, we can speak with the NPC. We can come here, we can speak with this lady. Say speak. We can speak with her, we can say hello. And she answers here at the top, okay? And then we can execute quests, we can give items to her, we can decide to exchange some items like this one, and I exchange. Right? And I say accept, and she will tell me that she doesn't need that and the trade has been declined. Okay? And this information also goes into the chat. So we can exchange items with NPCs, we can drop items into the world, we can walk around. We also have a quest window, right? With our quests, the completed ones, the ones that still have to be completed. We have our inventory window. We also have a number of other windows, but we didn't implement them all. So, for example, group or spells. This kind of thing is the stuff that we have, but is not implemented fully. Right? So, okay. This exchange window and close it. And what else? What else? Well, that's pretty much what we can do. That's pretty much what we can do in the game at the moment. not much else. Not much else. So one thing I wanted to do today is to actually enable the saving of my character at the proper position, right? Because at the moment, whenever we are restarting the game, this character is loading up, but is not loading or saving his position, and so we restart always from the same location. But hello Zoki, hello Tua. Yeah, the server ping. The server ping is not an easy one, in the sense that when we are in the login window, we are not yet connected to a server, and even if you can easily get the server ping and server performance while you are connected to a server, seems that there is not an easy way to do it when you are not connected yet. At least there is no Unreal Engine function to ping a server. Now I remember that someone has found a solution and posted it to me a few weeks ago, but then I didn't say continue on that road. But it's something that we have to look at. But unfortunately, it's not easy. I mean, it's not a default service that Unreal Engine is providing to us, which is a bit of a pity actually. But I think they should, right? They should make it standard, because I think that for multiplayer games, everyone wants to know, what is this ping for that particular server. Right? So I think. Okay, so what we should do, I would like to save my position first, but I also want to change this drop item because it looks very bad. Crank character, pick it up, something. So to pick it up, we should change it. Let me just search in the code, pick it up, and it must be somewhere. It's in many places actually. There it is. Yeah, there is still actor get name instead of actor get char name. So that's the. It is the thing that we did. We changed it yesterday and was not, fully fixed. Okay, so we changed that, which is nice. Now about the character location. So saving the character location. At the moment, if you look at our database, we are not saving the character location. I was just looking at it, and if you see here, the coordinates are still the coordinates of the default of the old, I would say, of the old engine, right? Like we have 1721, while the new coordinates are like in centimeters and are like 300,000 something, 10,000 something. So you can easily see that these are not the right coordinates, right? Now the old code, we should always check. Hello Puke. Also the server is getting ported to Unreal. Everything is getting ported to Unreal, and the server actually is already the one that you have seen I was connecting to is already an Unreal server. So it's already ported, partially, obviously, not fully, but it's already ported. So everything will be Unreal. We will switch off completely the old server and the old code base fully. Okay, so what I was saying is that we need to update this location, right? We need to update it to save this location. Now the old code was doing something interesting, which was that basically he was launching a new save event every, I think it's 600,000 milliseconds. So meaning every 600 seconds. So every 600 seconds, it seems a lot though. It's like 10 minutes, right? 600 seconds is 10 minutes. Yes, it's 10 minutes. Seems a bit long, but anyway, every 10 minutes was automatically saving your position. But there was also a trick, which is whenever you were crossing the, let's say, wherever you were crossing the portal to another area, so like you were entering into another area, it was saving as well. And whenever you were gaining experience, for example, it was saving as well. So there were a number of points, you know, but if you're just standing still in the same place and just walking around like few meters, you know, without changing the area, it was saving only every 10 minutes your character position, right? Which I don't know if I really like the way it is done, because actually, unfortunately, in this save character is saving everything. It's not just saving the location, but is saving. If you look here at the save, is calling this save character data, and this save character data is actually saving everything. It's saving the name again, the last name again, the race, the mana, all the characteristics. Is saving it again and again and again, and also is saving the position, which is here. Plus is saving a bunch of other stuff like the online time, the experience point, the affinity with your pet. I mean, it's all the traits, you know, is like saving, is deleting all the traits, by the way. It's deleting all the traits that you have in your character and is saving it again. So this function is a bit stupid. I mean, it's safe in the sense that it always saves a full character, but I mean, we don't want to save a full character all the time, right? So we want to save only what is changed. And I think that's why it was like every 10 minutes, because this is kind of a backup save option when maybe none of the other saves have been triggered, right? So I don't like this too much, to tell you the truth. So what we could do, we could now, how we want to do this? I'm just thinking, right? How we want to do this? I think that we want each character to be responsible of saving its status, right? If the client crashes anyway, he will not be able to save himself, right? So we want server side. I want it server side, huh? Absolutely. We want server side something that for each character is I think I have a way to tell Unreal if I'm server side or client side, right? I think there was something like if server or if dedicated server or something like that, right? Because no, why I'm saying this, because I think we should inside the tick of our character we should schedule. No, I think in the begin play of our character we should schedule a timer. We should schedule a timer to save our position, for example, every minute. I think every minute is enough, you know, or every 30 seconds. I don't know, but the problem is that we will hit the database with this thing. Huh? So every time we call this, we hit the database, which is good and bad. Good because the data becomes reliable, but bad because it may, you know, we may flood the database in case we are doing it too much. You know, there are too many players connected. So for now it's kind of okay, but I don't know if it's the best thing, you know, for the future. So we have to think about it a bit. So, but my idea at the moment is the following. Let me just close this one. Okay. My idea is the following. We do something inside our player controller. The player controller is available only on the problem is this, that I mean, my player controller is available only on the client and is available on the server for the controlling client, eh? The server actually has all the player controllers. So I'm thinking where we should put this timer that continuously saves my character. That continuously saves my character, right? I think as long as the client is connected, I think it should be here. It should be inside player controller and it should call a server function. Yes. Do you agree? Do you agree, boys? I think this is what we should do. Now, how to do it? How to do it? I think it should be here in the main event graph. We can have, I mean, I should place it in the begin play, no? Do we have a begin play? Begin play. Is it? Okay, the begin play is the one that allows me to. Can I move all of this to a new graph maybe? So we have begin play for. I don't know if I can move this. Because I think it would be good to have a begin play graph. So graphs, we have only event graph. We have only one graph. Let me see if I can add a new one which is called begin play. I'm not 100% sure that I can put on another graph so begin play, event begin play. It brings me back here. Let me try to copy paste it. It's a bit brutal, but if I do cut and paste, kind of worked. Yes, probably because it has to be only in one place. You cannot have it in multiple places. So I think the begin play, as a best practice, let's say, I think we can always keep our begin play separate, right? In another graph, so we don't pollute this graph, which is already pretty much a mess. You know, there is already a lot of stuff here, and I think it's better if you do it this way. Okay, so in the begin play at the moment we are creating the basic windows, but we also want to start this timer, right? To start this timer. Now I'm not sure exactly when this happens, so maybe we can just print and see. We can say something like started begin play for, no, let me put it in append function. So we do like start the begin play for, and then we go, we need the name of this player controller. I don't know if this player controller will already have a character associated. That's if I do get name, okay, let's not do this. Let's just do print start the begin play. Okay, I wanted to place a name or something of my, but I think I'm just overdoing it. Okay, we don't need it. Let's just say start the begin play, because anyway it's only my character, right? It's only me, so I know it's me, so I don't have to type it is me. So what we want to do, use sequence node, like yes, 1 2 3 4. Yeah, we did it in another place. I think it's a good idea to have sequence 1 0 1 2 3 and then you just execute. Yeah, I think it's okay. So what we need to do here is to actually set a timer, right? We want to set a timer by function name or by event. Let me see what is the difference. Function, I think I used it already. It's the same one that we use. So By function name, you just place the function name here as a text, and then it will assume that you have inside your widget somewhere inside your object, let's say, the same function. This one, which is send timer by event, I think you have to bind it to a specific event. So do we want that? Oh, I think it's probably cleaner. Is it different? I don't know. I mean, is it very different? I mean, if I create a new event like add event and I call it save character, I call it save character, and I can connect it obviously here, right? Instead of just saying call my timer and use a save character, and I create a function that is named save character. I don't know what is the difference. I think it's about the same. The only difference is that if I want to call this one, if I want to have this event called from somewhere else, and I really want it to be an event, but I don't know. I'm not very passionate about this. So let's just do this one, which is save character. So we call the function save character. So we create a new function, and we call it save character, right? This will be our new function. And so now we can, if we compile it, we can go here and call, anyway, we just put it by text. Now, how often we want to save? We can say 30 seconds. This time is in what? In seconds? In milliseconds? Why sometimes Visual Studio just opens up? When I click on something on the blueprint, sometimes Visual Studio opens up. It's like if I'm asking for the source code, but I'm not. Time, setting the timer to in seconds. Okay, this is in seconds. So let's say every 30 seconds. Okay, so if we hit the database, actually it will be best to have one variable, one global, not put it here, but have one global variable somewhere. There will be one definition which is set as our timer. Okay? Maybe in the settings of our project, we can create a new custom variable. But I would say for now it's okay. So do we want it looping? Yes, we want it looping. Every 30 seconds this thing should execute again, right? On which object it should run? Well, on this object, on the PlaneShift player controller. Okay, so as simple as that, I think, as simple as that. Now we have to create a function though. So the function, the first thing he has to do, he has to go server side, because we don't want this to happen client side, obviously, for obvious reasons. So we want to call, we want to create here an event, a new event. So add something. I cannot create an event here. Oh shit! And that's probably why. That's probably why they added add event, because now if I want to create an event, I have to create it here and then call it here. So bad. I cannot call an event inside a function. I can, but I cannot define it. Okay, so I can create, but I have to create the event inside begin play and call it. It's a bit annoying. Okay, I understand why they did the set timer by event. I understand why they did it. So okay, so we create our event here directly, and we delete our function. I think it's probably easier. We call it save character. It doesn't like it at all because there is already a function named save character and it's getting messed up. I agree. We delete this one, and so now this one we can call it save character. Hopefully, yes. We connect this to this. Okay. The point is that this event we want to be. If I connect the delegate, I cannot change the replication. What the hell? Now why I cannot change the replication of this guy? Save character, custom event. Okay, now I can. If I connect this, I cannot change it anymore. Ah! Okay, because it assumes that is in the same side, you know, client is in the same side. Annoying, annoying, super annoying. Fuck. Okay. 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 Super annoying. So we replicate on server. Fine. We save character on, so we call this thing. So the only thing that we want server side, what do we want to call? We want to call the function that we have already, right? Because we have a function that we said is save character data. I think I put it in the text file. Save character that did this thing. Now this thing unfortunately is not on player controller, but is inside character loader. So we need to, yeah, inside PS character loader, save character data, char data, actor, record only. Okay. Let me just think about it, because this thing, why was taking two parameters, by the way, actor and character data? I have no idea. Should we remove it? Why was taking two parameters? Because it was taking the character data and gem actor, but gem actor doesn't exist anymore in our new world. So let me see how it was using this character data. Okay, let me see how it was using the actor. Was it using the actor in any possible way? Actor is alive. Okay, only that. Actor is alive. And that's it. An actor resurrect. Yes, but all of this we have. All of this we have in our character. So I think it's no more needed that it takes two parameters. I think we could remove one of the two. Should we do it now? I think we can do it now. Why not? I mean, who cares? No, let me do this first. Otherwise, we will not go to the declaration. Wait. It's taking forever anyway. So let's get the .h. Let's get the .h of this one, which is player character loader. Okay. I need save character something. Yeah, save character data. So he was saying a pointer to the character object containing the character data to be updated, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Okay, we remove actor for now from here. And I guess we remove it also from the documentation. And we remove actor from here. And everything that was actor now becomes character data. I fixed a lot of, I deleted a lot of code here in Unreal. We have to fix it now though, because this code now has to work. So okay, so that is fine. So this function is the one that we want to call from player controller, right? So we need to create inside player controller, we need to create a new function, a new blueprint callable something like this one. And this function will be called exactly the same. So save character data. will be called save character data. We'll have as an input parameter nothing, because anyway I can derive the pawn just by doing get pawn, so because I'm inside the player controller here, so I don't need anything to be passed on. And as a result, do we want a result back? Well, there is a boolean coming back, but remember that we are switching between client and server, so having a return of this function on the client is actually not doable this way, right? So this bool parameter is no value to us. It's no value. It has no value because it's asynchronous. So we should send back a message with the result. It will not happen immediately, right? That's the point. Hello, who joined? Welcome. And okay, so we just create this. Which category we want to have for this thing is a save character data. It's a very special one. We can put it under character or under maybe under character. Let's say character. Okay. Okay. Do we want to implement it? Yes, we want to implement it, obviously. We want to implement it in our player controller CPP. You can do it at the end. It is obviously part of this. And what do we want to do? Very simple. We can just print out something just to be sure that it's getting called. It's always nice. Then we will remove maybe all these printouts one day. Or just filter by log type. And then what we want to do, we want to call the character loader save character data. Now our character loader, is it a class that we can access? Yes, we can. We have a character loader instantiated at the beginning, so we can just use this. So we can say character loader and then save character data, right? Now here we have to pass on a few parameters though, because this guy needs at least the actor. This guy needs the actor and char record only. I have no idea what it is. Char record only. Let me search, because inside of this thing it takes me a bit. Current documents. Some updates don't need to save off every table. Okay, yeah. So basically we stop here, you know. If this is one, so we stop, meaning that we save only the character and not the traits and not the skills and not whatever else, right? The factions, the variables. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think we can pass in through and yeah. So there may be at least this one we need as a parameter. I think we need as a parameter this one. Char record only. Yes, I think I want to pass this, and then I want to pass in my pawn, right? So I can do get actor pawn. I never remember what is the name of this thing. Get actor pawn. Get character pawn. Okay, we will see shortly, as soon as in the next 20 minutes IntelliSense managed to get the parsing of this 167 lines code, but anyway. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like it. Get character pawn. What is the name? I don't remember. Pawn. We have get pawn, get something. Get player pawn. Maybe it's get player pawn. No. I remember it was pawn something, no? Get pawn. Okay, just get pawn. Okay, just get pawn. The problem is that he wanted to cast the two. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it separate, otherwise this guy is getting crazy already. Yeah? APS character pawn equal to cast this thing to APS character of this, and we just cast it this way, and that's it, and then we put this pawn in. Okay, if he's null, if he's null, we can just return. If our player controller doesn't have a pawn yet, because maybe we are at the early beginning, so if this is null, we can just return and do nothing, right? In this case, unfortunately, we cannot do much, meaning we don't have yet, so we just have to add back this boolean to this. Okay, we have to add this boolean here, and now I think we are pretty much okay. We call this function. This function is actually inside a character loader. It's going here. He has our character. He has our boolean, and that's it. And then it does the save. Right? It does the save into the database. Now I have to double check this code, but for now, let's assume that it's okay. Player or pet. Only pets and players save location information. Nice. Okay. Let's just recompile 1 second like this and see what happens. I take a drink and I'm coming back while it compiles. It's recompiling. Okay. Compiling. Yeah, because sometimes I don't compile, and I think it's just taking time. It's just taking a bit more because it's the first compile that I do in some time. So, in some time meaning 1 day, but is okay. Meanwhile, we can delete. It's doing a hot reload, by the way. Yeah, it's doing hot reload because I have the editor open. Hello, Sue. Welcome. What it doesn't like? Yes. You see, I had all the thing doubled. Yeah. We only need one. So it was a good change anyway. It was a good change. Why here we have this thing commented out? It was commented already in the old code. Let me just double check. In this case, triple check, but yes, it was already commented out in the old code. So we should probably remove it 1 day. But it will be 1 day, not today. 1 day and not today. Okay, we removed all the duplications. The duplication was a bit stupid to keep, so let's try again to compile. Okay. Okay, compiled. You heard the sound of the hot reload, which is that blip 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 blip, because it's the editor sensing the change. Okay, so meaning that now if we did I make it blueprint callable? Yes, right? Meaning that now if I search save character data in my blueprint, I should already get it. You see? How beautiful is this? How beautiful is this? Okay, so I have my function. Self is okay. In this case, we flag it. Okay, so we want the char record only, right? And I think that's it. So what it will happen is that every 30 seconds, I mean, when we begin the play, when this character is created the first time, we will see printed out start and begin play. Then we will set this timer. They will run every 30-second looping. Okay, I forgot to click the looping. Now I clicked it. So this is looping, and as it loops, it calls this event. We just go server side, reliable, and server side tries to save the character data, and then just with the character record only. Okay, so just the basic data, including the location, and then it just do it again and again and again and again and again. Maybe we could do a check that if the location is not changed, is not saving it again. I don't know. I mean, in theory, we could say we could save it only when the character is quitting the game, you know, because we assume that the server is not dying. But if the server dies, this is preventing, let's say, the character to lose his progression. Let's say there is a very big puzzle level, you know, and maybe it takes 10 minutes to go through this puzzle, and he's like in the middle of it, and the server crashes, he has to restart from scratch. That would not be very nice, right? While in this case, every 30 seconds he will have his status saved. So I think it's okay. The thing I want to see if now I get my data saved on the database, right? At the moment we have this record here, which is bringing very bad positions, right? And now we want to see if I recompile it properly, not for hot reload. So I have to close this. I have to save it. I have to remove the 2 DLLs that I don't need. These 2 DLLs. I remove also the hot reload. Who cares? Even if you did it automatically, I guess. But then we recompile this. Do we want to execute it in debug mode? Probably. So I think we launch it inside Visual Studio, so we see exactly what happens. Let's do this. So we will have a breakpoint just here and just see what it does. Okay, the build is succeeded. Now I launch it. It wants to recompile the Unreal Engine DLLs, which is this nice window with super small characters that you cannot read. But anyway, so one thing we should think about is what to do next, you know, because we are pretty close to. I mean, this saving position is easy. I think it will work eventually, you know, in half an hour, 1 hour from now maximum, or even less. I don't know, depends if we find any bugs or whatever. But they say it will work pretty easily. So what we want to do next? Do you have any ideas? Do you have any suggestions? What should we do next? I can I can give you some options and you can vote, maybe. I can give you some options and you can vote. Our server is just a bit verbose at the moment. Just a bit. Okay, we just check if our breakpoint has been enabled. Yes, it's been enabled. So we can launch the client. Go client, go. Okay, we can launch the client and see. If it properly connects. Now I want to see when the begin play is printed out, right? But we have the breakpoint, so I think it would be easy. So we log in. So here we are not yet. I mean, we are in the server, but we are not yet in the world. Well, actually we are. But if I click on play, my character gets transferred here. Let me see if my server stopped already. No, my server didn't stop, but 30 seconds from now, in theory, 30 seconds from now, I should come to this breakpoint, right? There it is. Boom, we hit the breakpoint now. So let it go one time and see if it crashes. Why is it executing it twice? It executed it twice, actually. Save character data. I mean, it did something. It didn't crash. Let's see if he updated the coordinates in our database. It didn't. Okay. It didn't at all. Did he give any error? Yes, he gave an error. Failed to save character PID, incorrect string value, blah 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 for column name, blah blah blah. Okay, something is getting fucked up pretty significantly here. So let's follow the code. Our client will time out, but we don't care. So let's follow what it's doing. Okay, so it's doing character data. He's trying to get if he's a player or a pet. I hope is one or the other. Yeah, it says true, so it's one of this or not this. Then if is a player or pet and update player equal to null, which is not. I don't know what is update player. I have no idea. Update player is this static DB record update player. We are not filling it up in any way. What the hell? I have no idea what is it. It's something that we created in the creation of this. But anyways, it is valid. Okay? It's valid. We like when things are valid. So now target update is checking if it's a player is a player, if it's an NPC is an NPC. Okay, he's a player. We said that already. Then he resets this thing. Then he sets all the character data, get char name. This one should in theory, I mean the name of this character should be valid, right? Where do I have the name? I have 1 million parameters, so I don't know. Let's just execute it and see. Target update, can I see the name of this? Will not be very easy to see because it is a structure. It's not very easy to see. Do you see it? I don't see it. Get character data. Let me just I just want to know if the name that is set inside of this thing. So group is alive, body, combat, frozen, rootable player, invite, advisor point, exchange. Last the air, last the attack script, movement, skills. There's a ton of stuff in here. Our character is a ton of stuff. Yes, name, there it is. Name is Cranny. Yes, it's okay. So it's set properly, okay? So he's trying to add a field. He's trying to add a field with the proper name. So let's assume that all the others are working okay. Okay, so if he's a player or pet, yes it is. It's getting my location. Let me check if this position is correct. What is this position? Don't tell me it's optimized, okay? The only one that I need is optimized. Okay, identifier is undefined. Thank you. Okay, anyway. We can check the final sequel, probably. So we add all these fields to our query. Then we check... What do we check? We check our last login time. Okay, we set the last login time. We create an XML for a new progression script that restores the active spells. Okay. Because this is done if you have any spells active when you are disconnecting. When you reconnect again, you have those spells active. I will check the list of to-dos. I will show you the list of to-dos. Yeah, a category like crafting, combat. Yeah, I think something, I don't know, we will see. Actually, we have a roadmap. We have a roadmap which is here. I can give it to you, right? We have a kind of a roadmap. You should be able to click on that. Yes, you are. Should be able to click on that, and it gives some ideas, right? I flagged some stuff for release 1, but okay, so let's continue this. So is doing this thing for active spells. I don't know exactly what he's doing here, but I assume the code is okay. He's adding a new progression script, which in this case is empty. Okay, total online time, blah 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 blah. Okay, it is trying to execute the update. Right? Let's go inside of this. Okay, we are inside execute. We have our UID, which is 116, which is correct, is the ID of our character. So he's taking the right ID, which is nice. He's setting the ID. Okay. What is this? He's starting a timer? Really? Can we print out this statement? Because I think we need to... Can I see this statement in like strings or... Statement execute. Unfortunately, I cannot... I think I need to print out this statement somehow, because I mean the result of this is, unfortunately for us, the result of this is an error, right? And the error is that our name is completely fucked up. So like is in current string value for column name, and it's something translated like, I mean, it's like if it's wrong data pointer, like if it's pointing to something weird. How can I get this? How can I check this target update? How it's made? Can I read it? Table characters. Identifier ID. Bind statement. Should be under statement, right? Fields. Name org table, name org table. It's completely empty. I mean, it's something like this, not working as expected. This thing is not working as expected. All the binds are fucked up. All the parameters are fucked up. So there is no. So it's like if in this piece of code where we are adding fields and executing it, is not properly working. Where is this target update coming from? Let me check this update player because I want to understand where is defined. Where is this defined? Update player. Okay, it's a static thing. I understand. But where is it? Where it has been defined? It's only defined here. I mean, there is no. I think it creates it. It creates it here. Huh? It creates it inside of this. Can I go back and execute it again? Let me check. Usually this is not a good idea because it's fucking up the memory. It's messing up with the memory. But let's try to go back. Okay. If player or pet I should enter here, right? You should enter into that thing. I think our memory is not working at the moment. I have to redo it. But it's inside of this new update prepare statement. I think it's this one that is not working as we want. New DB update, characters, ID, fields, table, blah blah blah. By the way, this add field, is it taking an F string? Yes, it's taking an F string as an input. I see the problem already. I did something very stupid here. Okay. This piece of code is very, very old. I mean, old meaning that it was at the beginning of our Unreal Engine porting, and I think I used this string cast, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think I'm adding fields at the statement f name is taking my value because I need. So the way we create this statement is by character pointers, and for some reason here this string, I think this one is returning an empty buffer. I mean, this buffer is getting destroyed. Are we using this already anywhere else at the moment for our DB queries or not? We may be using it in the load character data. Let me see. Let me see if we are using it here, because I want to understand if that piece of code has ever been used, because probably the answer is no. No, I think it's not. You see, it's just getting... Nah. It's just doing all the queries directly. It's not using this prepare statement. So I think this prepare statement is the first time that we actually use it. But the point is that using the status cast from string to f string to char pointer is not a great idea, because this static cast I think is not bringing in the right values the second time. So this function here, which is the not the execute but the prepare, right? Where was that? Here, add field. This add, I think the problem is in this add field. Let me see if we are using it for anything else. Let me stop the server, restart it. I just want to see if it goes through this at any time when we start the server and when we are loading a player. Let's see. I want to see if it stops here. And my feeling is that it's not doing it, but let's see. So here is loading a million things, including our NPC. No, it didn't. So this piece of code is the first time we execute it. And unfortunately, it's not working. So we have to fix it. We have to fix it now. So what it does, let me go back to the old code for a second, right? Let me go back to the old code. DB record that field. I think it should be able to find it because it's called the same also in the old code. No? Okay. Entire solution. Boom. Remember that when you see the white background is the old PlaneShift code in Visual Studio 2010. When you see the black background is the Unreal Engine code in Visual Studio 2015. So the way it was working here, yes, we have all these add fields, and we added a new one for fstring, yes. What is this code doing exactly? So it's adding to statement the field name, and I'm fine with this. Then it's taking this temp index string and is putting it equal to s value. Did we make this string an f string in our case? Yes. So okay, so we have an f string here. It's taking the value and is putting it inside string. Fine. Then what the hell is doing here is getting the length of our string. I don't know why though, but anyways, getting the length of this value. Just getting the length of this value. Is setting the buffer type as MySQL type string. Okay, because it wants to know that it's a type string. Then it's filling the buffer. Okay, so it is the problem that we have. I see. So here is where it's filling the buffer. But this shit that I wrote is not working. Well, if you look at it, it doesn't look very pretty, right? It doesn't look very nice. So this thing is not working, is returning some invalid pointers, or after the scope is closed, the string cast is going to balls. So we need to change this piece in a way that it probably returns a buffer like it was in the old code. The problem is that the old code was const casting to char pointer. We need some C guy, not C++. We need some C guy to solve this riddle. Because I have an F string. So what I did, I took the F string, I dereference it using then a string cast. Stringcast, I don't even remember what it does. Stringcast creates an object which acts as a source of a given string type. So it's casting it to ANSI char, and then it's getting the converted string, and then it's casting it to void pointer. Holy shit. You know that this will never work, right? You know it. You know that this will never work. Because I think this buffer will not be populated properly. Let me try to run the client again. A player controller base save character data. Well, yes, but okay. Let me log in again and try to execute it again. I think that was a pretty tough problem to solve that I tried to solve, but I probably didn't. I think it was a fake solution. So in 30 seconds we should trigger now, because now we are in. So in 30 seconds we should hit the trigger, the breakpoint on the save character data, and it is. Then if I do F5 and I do F5 again, yes, I come here, right? That is the one that is really fucked up. So add to statement F name, this one should be fine. But this buffer is the one that is crazy. Bind index 0 dot buffer. This bind of can I see the content of it? No. Huh? Apart from the fact that it is fully null. I mean, everything is null here. Bind. Why my bind is so bad? It's so bad looking. The only thing that we have is buffer type message SQL string. It's the only value that we have set. Everything else is invalid memory. Buffer is actually this thing. It's pointing to something, but I mean it's not pointing to what we want, I guess. Okay, so that is not what we want. The problem is that I just want to have, you know, an F string. I mean, I have an F string and I want to have a char pointer, basically, right? And there is a function that does that, but that function unfortunately is not safe if you are returning the result into a pointer. and I know it on my skin because I did it already number of times, and it was always leading to corrupted memory. So it's not something that we can do. So or we search for a piece of code, just a small piece that someone did maybe already, which is to convert it safely to because safely I mean safely, right? Not with the teacher to ANSI, because teacher to ANSI is not safe. If you do teacher to ANSI, you pass it as a parameter of a function, it works, but you put it back into a pointer, and when the scope is descoped, it completely goes to shit. I don't know if I can explain it better than this, but I need to convert it safely. Unless we find a way. Yeah, he's doing the string cast, but the string cast, for my knowledge, is not working. This guy is answering the way that we did already, but unfortunately is not working. You see this teacher to ANSI that I had here? This one is the one that was not working at all. So my temp index string is actually equal to my s value. Okay, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. So by the way, why I put it? Wait a second, because I have another idea. Because this is just a temp buffer. Okay, this is just our temp buffer. It's not the bind, so we can do whatever we want with this, but doesn't make any difference. I mean, if I do this or if I do it with s value, makes no difference. Makes zero difference. But if I do dot get, right? Cannot. No, I cannot do it. The get works only. The get works only on this auto string cast. It is a bit fucked up though. What if we declare an auto variable? Let me try to do this. Let me try to do this. So if I string cast this, to an auto value, and then I get this and cast it to void, maybe the fact that I'm assigning it to auto value is saving my life. Could be. Which is a bit what this guy is doing, right? I think we can try something like this. Let me see if by any chance this compiles. But here we have a problem because our f strings are kind of evoluted type, and our SQL bind is only using very simple char pointer. But in this case, the conversion we cannot do. Maybe this thing is working. Well, it's compiling actually. Wow, the fact it's compiling is interesting. Okay, if it's compiling, let's try to launch it. The problem is that I have to delete the DLLs, otherwise will never work. I have to delete these two DLLs, but to delete them I have to close the client. Wait, stop everything. Okay. So we launch it, but we have to recompile the DLLs as well. I hope this NC value stays alive after I exit this function, and so the buffer, the assigning to a buffer is actually a valid operation. I hope so. So did you read what we have in the roadmap? What are the missing pieces for release 1? I don't remember. We missed the quest rewards. Wait, I think we missed something. In the link that I gave you, right? I gave you a link with the thingies, with a list of functionality that we need. I don't even know if it's a full list. Is it a full list, or I just created that list on stream one day with you. I was hoping that this saving would be easier, but we hit a pretty bad piece of code. We can maybe rewrite it completely. Probably will be easier. Should we just let it go and see what it says? Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. It doesn't get the right value. It doesn't get the right value. Okay, let's try to do something different, just to understand if that's the only problem or not. Let's force... Stop everything. Stop. Now every 30 seconds he wants to save my character. And since that is not working, it's going back and forth. But let's try to do something just to understand if that line is the only one that is giving a problem, okay? We will destroy we will destroy our database, well, that record of the database, but let me try to do this. So we will just return as a buffer. We will just return as a buffer. So let's say that we call it char pointer my string, and we say just hello, right? And we put it as so we do it like we were doing it before. So we do what I have to put in this buffer is like, what is the char pointer one? Doesn't exist anymore. Okay. The char pointer one was just doing get data, Get data. Get data doesn't exist on what? Get data. Do you ever get data on? It's impossible. I don't believe this. Well, what is this get data? I think string was a CS string. Temp. Where is this temp defined? Come on. Wait, I have to understand how it was conceived originally. Otherwise, I don't. Yes, it was a CS string. It was a CS string. This is holding a structure to ensure that data is available as long as the binding needs it. Right, so we were putting this into this thing. Boys. No, the problem is, Hami, the problem is that I just need to put into this buffer, char pointer. Actually, it's a void pointer for whatever reason, but anyway, it's a pointer of bytes, okay? And just because there is the structure that MySQL uses to construct these statements. There is a kind of a tricky way to construct the statements. He's trying to put it this way. And the problem is that I have an F string. Okay, I don't have a char pointer, and so you can convert an F string to a char pointer with tchar to ANSI like this. The problem is that if you assign it to a pointer, it is getting invalid memory all the time. There is a long post from a guy and myself on Answer Hub when I was trying to figure this out. And at the end, basically, you cannot do this. You cannot assign to a variable, you cannot assign to a pointer a tchar to ANSI, because this is not going to work, because the pointer is getting destroyed just after. So while you can tchar to ANSI, passing it to a function as a parameter of a function, right? That works. But so it's not something we can do. So let me just try to understand one thing. So it was just casting that to constcast char pointer. So in theory, I should just be able to do this with my string, right? I just want to see if that is the only problem. I'm just putting hello now in every single string, so I will just destroy my character line, you know, but it's fine. We'll have hello everywhere, but I just want to see if in this prepare statement there is the only problem. If this line is the only problem, everything else execute properly, or if there is anything else, right? It is what I'm trying to understand. And then we need a solution, though, because I don't have a solution at the moment. So we need a solution to put into this buffer safely, not just temporarily, because temporarily is this line, right? This line does it, but unfortunately it's returning then garbage memory after he exits from this scope. Maybe I should just put a simple query at the beginning. I don't know what is faster. If it's faster to launch the client and wait 30 seconds, maybe it is, but it takes me like 1 minute to launch it every time. So every time I have to do a test, it's about 1 minute. But no, that's exactly what doesn't work. What you just typed is exactly what doesn't work, because teacher to ANSI is good as an input to a function, not as a return to a pointer. There is a long discussion on that on Answer Hub. I can search for you, which actually is a discussion between me and another guy. Teacher to ANSI doesn't work or something like that. I don't remember where it was, but it was, yeah, this one. If you read this, you will understand my issue. It's a bit long, unfortunately, but it gives you all the cases, because we had a long discussion on this, and this guy helped me out. And okay, now it worked because I substituted with hello. Right? If I look at my table, no, I didn't. It didn't do anything anyway, so. It didn't do anything anyway. Did this query fail or it was executed? It's saying incorrect datetime value hello from column last login. Okay. Okay, but okay, because last login for some reason we are using a string, and now I'm changing it to this. I'm changing it to hello, and so it's not working. But I think that's the only problem, right? So if we solve that, somehow, I was hoping the assignment to ANSI was working properly, but it's not. I have to put into this freaking buffer my string, you know. It's not that hard, but unfortunately it is. Let me go back and check what this guy was saying. This guy is saying to do this, but I did it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, I don't know if the const is making any difference. I can have const char my string and then take this one and do get, but it's not working. Unfortunately, it's not working. Seems a stupid problem, but it's not. It must be, it seems a problem that should not exist, but unfortunately it's a problem that exists. When you are not using f strings everywhere, but you are using, when you are using a mix of char pointers and f strings, it's not working. I mean, I can prepare the statement differently, okay? I can avoid using this shit of these add fields. It's just that the old code was doing this, and so the idea was to keep it the same, but maybe it's too complex. It's just preparing a SQL statement, it's doing nothing else than that. It's just preparing a SQL statement. "30 seconds. 30 seconds of wait." Well, we can remove this and see if it just gives an error. Or we want to check, or we want to see the string. You can check the string. It's optimized away, so I cannot see it. For some reason I cannot see it. Or is invalid, or but NC value is correct, is cranny. You know what I'm saying? So the get of this should be fine, but you see what it says? Incorrect string value xc, x1, x11, 00 for column name. So it's not. It seems it's bringing up garbage, you know, instead of anything relevant. It's picking up garbage. I think I should do it differently, and that's it. I think I should do it differently. Let me check what we do of this after. The problem of this, there is a MySQL structure. This MySQL bind, this MySQL bind and MySQL statements are stuff that are defined inside the MySQL connector. So it's not something that I can change, But maybe it's a bad idea to use this. I don't know. In fact, we are not using it in the other. Should we change it? Just destroy this piece. I mean, the idea was not bad, but at the end, if it's too hard to convert, I mean, we can change. Basically, what would be the difference? The difference is that instead of using this thing, which is basically preparing a new statement, what is this doing? It's creating this new DB update. MySQL DB. Wait a second though. Why this one is implemented as empty? Wait a second. Ah, it's empty as well. I think it works with all the other types, but doesn't work with our. You know what we can do though? You know what we can do? Considering that the teacher to ANSI is actually working properly when you pass it to a function, because it is. What if we do this? What if we don't just go back to the previous version and we do teacher to ANSI here? This seems a good idea to me. This seems a good idea to me. This seems a good idea. So if I go back to this version, right, which has my const. Why I didn't do it this way the first time? Because I wanted to have an f string here, maybe, yeah. But who cares? Who cares? Let's keep the const char pointer here, and yeah, I have to change a few things though, because I have to change my. Let's try, okay? Let's try one second. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. So let's go back to, where is my temp? Please give me my temp thingy. So this one will not be anymore a string, right? This one will be . This one will be a char pointer, right? So in this case, here I just assign it to this, and then down here, I just do exactly the same shit. Well, actually, I don't know exactly what is this const char pointer thingy that is doing, but let me just remove all of this. Right? Let me just do exactly this. Now, all the calls now will be fucked up, unfortunately. So all the calls will tell me, the field doesn't need blah blah blah, you need to pass in and blah blah blah. Okay, fine, but at least we can do teacher to ANSI. No, the opposite. No, yes, teacher to ANSI of our thing, right? For all our strings, whatever they are, whenever they are. So this way, the string going in will be correct, because teacher to ANSI can be used as a parameter of a function. Right? This is what we learned by discussing with that guy on AnswerHub. So I can do this. So for any of these functions that is returning, also this one, right? They are returning an F string. I don't know if char type is returning an F string. I mean, we have to check if these are F strings as soon as IntelliSense wakes up. But for every one of this, these are all numbers, so should be fine. Last login time. There is an F string. So this one should also be escaped this way. I think it's in many other places, unfortunately, like in 1 million places. Now we have to understand if this is worth it or not. But at the moment, I don't have many other, I don't have many other solutions. So we have 52 errors because there are 52 places where we actually have strings. We are using add field with strings. But if this works, I mean, will be worth it. Why is complaining so much about wait a second. I think I didn't change. Yeah, I didn't change it. That's why. You read it? It was pretty long, yes. because there was a lot of back and forth, and trying to understand how it was and how it works and why it was not working for me. And I started from that 128 characters, but do you understand where, I mean, you get it, right? You understand what we said. So it's pretty tricky. That function, that teacher to ANSI, is a pretty tricky function. So it's handy, but it's also dangerous. It's also very dangerous. So we should use it only when you pass into a function. So what I'm doing now, I'm trying to do that. So to use the teacher to ANSI when we call the function add field and not before. And not after, I mean not inside the function. Is what I'm trying to do. I don't know if it will work or not, but in theory, I mean, MySQL is using that as a simplification, because you are just preparing the statement, adding the value and the field, and you don't have to work on strings, you don't have to concatenate strings, create it, but at the end, now the problem is that in all the places where we add an add field, anywhere we add an add field, we have to and there are some places like this which requires a name or a number. Okay, I think we have to change quite a number of places. Quite a number of places. Chapter 1, see, I think it's okay. Yeah. There are so many places. I mean, they're not infinite, but there are like 50. There were like 50 or so, so I did already a few. Like 19 left. And I don't remember really if I did this already, so maybe I'm doing something that I did already. Let's see. Okay, let's see if it compiles. I think I did most of that. I think the majority of the people are working only with f strings in their projects. The fact we have a bit of a mix is making it a bit complex. Okay, there are still a few, but not too many. Still a few, but not too many. The problem is that all these conversions, I think, are taking time, and since we are writing to the database, I'm not fully convinced that all these character conversions are a good idea. I mean, it's true that the end is only conversion of a pointer, so, but We still have a pretty solid number of people watching, despite the fact that this part is, I would say, extremely annoying, but okay, it has to be a const char also in the definition. It has to be a const char here. I don't have many other ideas, to tell you the truth. So, well, no, the other idea is just to redo it. Just do it with string concatenation. Right? So, I mean, do it the old way, So you take a string and you create a string. You create the select or the update just manually, Just adding fields and I mean, we can do that. We will trash a bit of all this code here, but we have to change it in so many places in the code. So that's what I didn't want to do. I wanted to keep it again for now, and then we can optimize in the future. But the string.len was not. The string.len was not. Was not string.len in the old one. Huh? So we need to do strlen of this because this is actually is now a char point or something. So we have to do strlen of this. I don't know. I don't remember what strlen is returning. It's turning an unsigned or is turning. I think it can be -1 if it's no. I think it's an unsigned anyway. Okay, compiled. It compiled, boys. So we can see if this is doing something or not. We can check if this is doing something or not. That guy was very helpful in answer up, so he really took the time, to give a very long answer, to give a very detailed answer, and he really helped me to understand. Let's see if it works this way. Good. If not, we probably just change method. We probably just change method. I will just concatenate the strings and that's it. Also because I don't know if it is bind statement, I mean in this statement thing, we stay forever in MySQL? Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. MySQL is changing to MariaDB anyway, so maybe it's I don't know if there is a new way. Maybe I should research a bit if there is a new way. Let's see what it does now. So now the memory here should not be fucked up anymore, I think. Should not be. Not 100% sure, but it should not be. The problem is if this pointer is then lasting after the execution of that thing. Well, at least it didn't crash on the name. It says incorrect datetime value empty for column last login. Okay, so I think he went past that. Daytime is empty for last login. Yeah, stop trying to save. You will never be able to. Invalid. What check we do here? We get set last login time. Set last login. I mean, I think we should debug and see what happens here, but we are checking if this is empty. And get last login time. Well, actually, get last login time I think is in our database now. Last login time I think is one of the many. Last login, there it is, 2018 420 blah blah blah. So that is the last login time, which is actually set properly. So is then passing this in. And should be okay, but the only difference is that is maybe the format is not okay. I don't know. We should I have no idea. I mean, reading it like this, I have no idea. We should just execute it and see what is the problem. We should just debug it because I don't know what is the problem here. It is set last login time. Set last login time. Okay, the server is up. Can connect. We wait 30 seconds, that it triggers, and we see what happens. Okay. Okay, let's see if this get last login time is returning empty or not. No, it's not returning empty. Okay, this last login time is actually correct. Now, for some reason, when he enters here, the value is okay. So, what is the problem? No, it seems all when I open it, it looks all empty. I don't know if it's also the fields are all empty. Bind is all empty. I don't understand. Look at like it was working, but it's actually not working. Actually, here is cycling on all the attributes anyway, and he's creating a statement that I don't know if you can read it, but it's basically, yeah, the update statement just with question marks instead of the values. This is what it's doing. And then it's passing in this statement prepare. Okay. And then it's doing these bind parameters. The problem is that this bind, as I said, is completely empty. And this bind is a mess. Unless it's all in the buffer, you know, but I see all empty. It seems that this method is not working anymore. I don't know, or is not the right way to use it anymore. I mean, this prepare statement is not working. I mean, it's not working anymore. You see, fields is completely empty. I don't know. If I could debug inside of my SQL statement, but I cannot. So I don't know exactly what is executing. I have a debug log here, and what I know, what I can see is this, but I don't see the final statement. I see this prepare update, right? But I don't see then the actual values that he's trying to pass in, which is annoying. Yeah, I only see this update with question marks, and then the other values are hidden somehow. Okay, should we just remove this part and do it the other way, you know? And do it the other way, because I think we are wasting our time on something that is anyway not making a big difference if you use this add field or we just concatenate the strings. I think he's not making a lot of difference. It's not making a lot of difference, right? Maybe it's even worse. The only thing that here is like, for example, he's doing some intelligent stuff, like he's saying, if is a player, then you have 35 fields to update. If you are an NPC, you have 28 to update. I don't know exactly why, but yes, because the position, we don't want to update the position. Should we just destroy it? Should we just destroy it completely and redo it? I mean, I don't like this prepare statement anyway, so Let's redo it. Will be as simple as this. Isn't this plus? Okay. By the way, in this case, will be exactly the same. So in this case, we don't even need to differentiate. I mean, okay, I will leave it like that, but this is not needed. This is not needed. And here you start the thing, you know. You start to say. Oops. You start to say set name. So all of this becomes this. So name equal to, and then you need to add whatever comma. I mean, there is this annoyance that you have to do it by strings, you know. So he has to concatenate all these strings to actually create the query, while probably if you use the SQL statement prepare, you're just passing in the raw value, and is already, you know, and is already valid, is already, I mean, is already prepared, you know, for the database to be executed. So it's probably faster. I understand that. I understand it may be faster, but I at the moment I don't have a solution for this. I don't know if you have, but I don't have. Why don't like this? And so on, right? You should do something like this. Maybe we can just have a small function that is just adding, you know, if it's a string, we can just do add field. I mean, our add field should just maybe do that. What do you think? What do you think? Why doesn't like my plus here? You want it this way because there is something there. It's probably slower, okay? The problem is it's probably slower this way. It could be, but at the same time, I want to move on. I don't want to spend more time on this. What do you think? I'm doing something good or something bad? What do you think? What do you think? Tell me. Tell me, boys. Now I will mess up for sure some parentheses or something. But, all the ones that are strings should just be this way, right? The ones that are strings. The ones that are not strings should be different. I don't have another smart way now to do this. By the way, we also need a comma. We need a comma everywhere. Now for integers like this, we don't need the quotes, so that's an advantage. Right. But since it is an integer, then we need to convert it to string to put in our. So yeah, so basically, you know what we are doing? We are converting to string all the values, and then probably MySQL has to convert it back. Yeah, it has to convert it back to the right types. While the prepare statement is a smarter way to just pass in the variables that you want. So that's why it was a good idea. That's why it was a good idea, because it was definitely faster. It was definitely faster. Now here we are creating a huge string, and then MySQL will have to parse it back. So we'll have to do like search for commas and split it and search the, so I'm very mixed feelings about doing it like this, because the other way is faster. The other way is faster. In these kind of queries, we will execute very, 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 very often. Very, very often. Isn't there an Unreal, something that can help me to do this? Someone that had the same problem and did it already? €25. I just need to see how it does the prepare statement, right? I don't need anything else. Nice, the dolphin. Like dolphins. Oops, what happened? Obviously we have the database connection. It's just the preparation of the statement, which is what is this to do with what we are? These guys know nothing, unfortunately. Let me answer another question. How fast it is? How much faster than Quentin Tarantino? No, that's much faster than query. Then, oops. How much faster than Quentin Tarantino? How can a prepare statement be faster than Quentin Tarantino? exactly. So this is exactly what I need to know. So if I'm in the middle of dating reworking database code, I'm wondering what should I really expect from prepare statement, right? So for blah 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 escape string insert. So he's saying I create the thing like this, or I do it with the prepare statement. Normally, if you just use the prepare statement in place of a plain query, is marginally slower, since the query is prepared and executed in 2 steps instead of 1. Prepare statement becomes faster only when you are preparing the statement and then executing it multiple times. Well, multiple times for sure. We executed millions of this. I wanted to have some metrics, but everyone loves prepare statements. It looks like that everyone loves it and we are removing it, so I don't know. Everyone loves prepare statement in the internet. This guy is doing some test. He did 10,000 executions. 10,000 executions. SQL query 2.1 seconds. SQL prepared once 2.2 seconds. What? How can it be? How can the prepare statement be longer? This is interesting though. He's saying there is a significant performance penalty to using prepare statement because the server has to make an additional round trip request and response to the database when you prepare the statement. Hmm. 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 Interesting, huh? I mean, it's true because when you are preparing the statement, you are. I mean, what we are doing here, we are doing it twice, you know. So there is a place where we prepare, a place where we I don't remember what it was called, something else, and then we execute. So actually, whenever we do that, we have to go to the database and come back to our right. So uh, I'm a bit more convinced that we can go this way then. I'm a bit more, yeah, why not? Why not? Mm, uh, what was it? What was the thing to, what was the thing? What was the thing? You know it. To, I need the opposite. No, I need to create. I need to create a string from int. From int. Okay. And there is an int, right? UID. I hope it's an int. Character type. What is this character type? Character type. What is it? Please tell me. Character type. Okay, I should stop debugging maybe. Is again an int. So basically, it's not that much faster, which I'm happy about it, because I was a bit concerned if we were doing something bad by converting it this way, but if it's not significantly faster, I would say fuck it. I would say it's okay. I would say it's really okay. We still have to add the comma to every line, unfortunately. Right? And by the way, this save data, I'm not 100% sure I would like to do it like this in the future, because it's basically saving a full character, and I don't know if it's player or pet. Char data get HP, char data get max HP base. Sorry, can we just put this thing somewhere else so I don't get crazy? And then I go f string from float or whatever. Why there is not from float? From double, from whatever? No? From int, okay. I want to convert the float. I need a float, boys. Please. It was not from float, it was only from int. Sanitize the float. Okay. Why they call it sanitized instead of from float? Okay, sanitized. Sanitized float. Okay, fine. Okay. I mean, it's not an issue, right? It's fine with us. As long as it works, it's fine with us. If it's called sanitized float. Let me just update my conversion thingy. My conversion thingy float to f string. I have to do something like this. Okay, so we also have this piece in case we need it in the future. The same for mana. By the way, is it really a float or what is it? Yeah, it's returning float. Yeah, it's float everywhere. It's float everywhere. This part is a bit annoying, boys? I just wanted to save the position of my character. I mean, I was not asking for much. I'm just trying to save the position of my character to, you know, just trying to save the position to the database. I mean, it's not something complex, but it seems it is. Ah, there are so many. There are exactly 35, right? Exactly 35. We can do this. We can do this. It's not a big issue. Ah. Trying to do mass substitution as much as I can. Just to speed up this thing. Just to speed up a bit this work. Okay, so I do this equal to what? Get stamina is a float again, so I need to do this. Sanitize me. Sanitize float. Then this one is also a float, so it's the same. This one is int, so we just do from int. So it is int, 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 int. And then we have to close all of this with this. Right? You're still following, eh? We are doing the most funny thing in the world, the most fun thing in the world, huh? It is a float. We are getting there. We are slowly getting there, don't worry. Rotation, sector, instance. Okay. Okay. Get notification is an int. Okay. You're nearly there, huh? Nearly there. I see the end of the tunnel. What is this? From int plus whatever. Yes. Okay. Last login. This was the one that was stopping us from finishing our code. It was this guy. It was exactly this guy. Last login was not working and we gave up. It was the last straw. This guy. We said, fuck it. If this is not working, we're not gonna continue. Missing all the small caps, the small quotes. Everywhere we have a string, we need this. So these are all numbers. It's fine. Join notification is also a number. These are all numbers, floats. Okay. Character type. I don't know what is it. Is an int. Okay. Is an int. Is an int. Is I have it. Okay, here I have it. Why I did this? So crazy, man. So crazy. I did it just to make it look a bit more complex, huh? Okay. Okay, should be fine. We will check it anyway. All these are okay. These are okay. These are okay. These are okay. Last login, we did it now. What's left? Script, we have it. Okay. Time connected. Time connected. I don't understand what it is returning an int. Okay, so should be fine. Experience point is an int as well, and yeah, we need to get the from int. Ah, how fun is this part, huh? Tell me. How fun is this part? I mean, making video games is not fun by itself, right? So it's, I mean, depends, but there are parts that are pretty annoying, like this part. Event flags is an int. Okay. There are parts which are annoying. Let me put this to every. Okay. This was the last. This is the last one, right? Yes, the last one. Okay. So dun, 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 dun. So do we need this is a description? So description is easier. We just need this, this, this. Here we need the freaking flags, the single thingy. Okay, here we need the single thingy as well. And here we have to close with the single thingy. Okay. Then we have a bit too many parentheses. Still too many? Yeah, still too many. Okay. To animal affinity. Okay, so now in theory we have our query prepared. I mean, we have our query. Now instead of execute, we should just run the query. I don't remember how we do the updates, if it's a called update, but we should do db. We have a db thingy, right? We have a db thingy. No, we have, what do we have to execute this stuff? Don't remember. We have a db thingy. Yeah, we have a db thingy. Why db? Why doesn't like my db? Yes, he likes it. I think there was select, no, query. There was a query. I just don't remember if query was only for select or was also for updates. I don't remember. Now we were using db command to execute an update. We are using db command. Wait a second. Generic. We also have a generic update with ID. Generic update with ID. Table. ID field. Array of fields. Oh my god. We had one already. Holy shit. We had this that was taking an array of fields. But where? No, I don't get how it does it. We were just doing, okay, I understand. Yeah, yeah. We're just creating the array and then passing it to this one. Okay. Yeah, but it's the same as we are doing, so it's fine. It's perfectly fine. And then we use command. We use command. We use if command, blah blah blah. Command query failed. Okay. Let me copy this. So we should do what is it here? We should do if not db command of our query equal to query failed, then yeah, we also have to put in the ID. If we don't put the ID, we update it for everything, which is not a very great idea. Where ID equal to what? Where ID equals to, we have the ID, right? We have the ID of our character somewhere. Wasn't there the set ID, all that stuff? I've seen it. I've seen it somewhere. Get PID, yeah, it's this one I think. Get PID and box. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. It is returning an int. So we need to do an f string from int. Yeah, when the code works, when you see that the code is working, it's definitely fun. Yes, I agree. But you need to, yeah, I think that I have the same feeling. You know, when you manage to get a piece of code working, is a good achievement. You know, yeah, I think it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. Then it does all this other stuff, but okay, let's see if it arrives up to here. Okay, so now our query, we need to debug it because I'm not sure that this will really be okay. Maybe I made some parentheses, something is, so we have to check, we have to look at the final query first and then see if it's okay. Unsafe operator. No value of type bool promoted to type unseen int can be equal to the given constant. Holy shit, what does it mean? Query failed. db command isn't the same that we did in the other thingy. If command equal because I had a not. Okay, so he's right. He catched one potential bug. Well, now it worked for sure. I mean, there is no reason why this query should not work, right? So I mean, unless I messed up some of the fields, but we will see that very quick. So let's arrive up to here and let's execute it. If our query looks okay, I think we can just run the query in SQL and see if the SQL is fine. And if the SQL is fine, it's fine. Do you want to make it a bit bigger so you can read it? Maybe yes. Don't remember what is the thingy like this, right? Like this, you can read. This side you should be able to read very well. Okay, the server is up, or anyway, starting. As soon as it starts fully, we will launch our client. Let's go. You ready for this? and in 30 seconds from now we will see if this triggers or not. I mean, it will trigger for sure, but we'll see if this query is okay. Go, please go. How long are 30 seconds when you want to see the result? Okay. So we have our update here, but I want to jump at the end of my query, which is here. Okay, let's check this query. Can I copy the value of this thing? I want to copy this. Copy what? Copy value? Yeah, copy value. So if I copy the value, go into MySQL, I open a window with MySQL, blah blah blah, and I try to paste it. No man, I want it. I want the full one. Can I have the full one? Okay, this thing. Why is cut off? It just arrives up to join notification. I mean, it doesn't. Maybe the visualization is not getting all the string for some reason. I mean, it goes up to join notification, which is here, query equal to, and then it's not doing this one, the last login. Why? Query equal query plus, blah blah blah. Ah, fuck, because I'm here with the breakpoint. Good job! Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know why I placed it here. I have to place the breakpoint here. Ah, because it was another breakpoint that I placed. Okay, okay. Fine, 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 fine. Fine, fine. Okay. So, there is the thing. There is the mega query. Is update character set name equal to Crani, last name to Elir, old name to nothing. Race change ID 9, character type 0, basic point, blah blah blah, mod mana, blah blah blah, stamina, physical, blah, mental, blah, money, circle, money, 3, money, X, money, bank, money, whatever, money with this, location, location, location. Location is all 0. No, it's the only one that we wanted. Location is 0 everywhere. Why? Location sector, location instant, join notification, last login. Last login seems okay. Script okay. Time connected okay. Experience point 0. Experience point 0. Animal affinity. Animal affinity equal to nothing. Elf flag 79. Description empty. Description empty. The creation. Your dad was a blacksmith. Okay. Your mom is a student at local tarman. You must create your own both parents. Long hour. Fanning yourself. Blah blah. And description life is not where AID is at 1116. Okay, I think the query looks okay, but our location, which is the reason why we did this, is pointed to 000, which is very annoying. Okay, let's see why. Let's see why. Don't lose faith, guys. Don't lose faith. We are close. Position X. Why position X? Where is this position coming from, by the way? Ah, okay. Position 000. No, position should be my character. There is a bunch of stuff that I commented here. We should look at it now. So it says fix me commented. So if actor is alive, resurrect the player where it should be before saving him. Resurrect the player. It should be before saving him. If actor is not alive, so we are trying to save him, we are trying to save him, but for some reason he's dead. And considering he's dead, we want to do that. I mean, okay, I think we should check all the ones that we say commented, because chart data. There is another comment here. There is give 100% HP if the char is dead. You fix me. Why we did this? I don't know why we did this, but we should keep it. I tell you, we should keep it. Don't ask me why, but we should keep it. So this one we put it back. This one it should be this and this. Now here there is this get last location. So we want to save the last reported location. Okay. I mean, get last location. I think we don't have. We don't have. We don't have a get last location. I mean, what was this function about? What was this function about? Get last location. Get last location. Get the last reported location this actor was at. What it does. What it does. I mean, I think that I don't know. Let me check what it does. We'll probably go and check for the dead reckoning information and position information. Last location, which is taken from dear state. Yeah, we don't have any of this anymore. This doesn't exist anymore. So for us, I think that this function becomes I think that for us this function becomes just the we don't need any of this. Let's just remove it. Let's just remove it, and vector position should be equal to char data and get something, right? Get the get actor location, get please intelligence. You can do it. I think it's get actor location anyway. Get actor location, right? So our position will be valid now. Do we have any other stuff that was commented out? No. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's just try to execute this query and see like this thing and see if it does something. Yes, the query is proper. The query is proper. Nice. Pretty good. So if the query is proper, then we can really test it again. Can really test it again and recompile it. And I think it should be fine now. It should be fine. So it will write a query to the database. It will write something to the database for sure. But then we have to read the location when we start, right? Because at the moment we are not. At the moment we are not changing the player location based on. And you know, another funny thing that I'm thinking is that if you stay more than 30 seconds in the character selection, you will get that as the location. I know it sounds a bit funny, but it's what it is. Because the actual character selection is a place in the world. It's just hidden, but there is the podium map loaded, and you are actually in a place. And if I wait more than 30 seconds there, I think it will save my position to that. So I could return. No, why I launched the server? No, I have to launch the client. Okay. I think it will return there, which could be fun to just test, and then we will. We will remove it, obviously. I mean, we need a check that tells us that we are in the, oops. If you skew the ratio, what I'm saying is if I stay here more than 30 seconds, this position will be safe. Right? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Should we just execute it and fuck it? I think we should. Should just execute it without debugging it because I think it's okay now. Well, what can crash is the other functions because we have some. Boom! It crashed like hell. Yes, the other function that we added, like resurrect and all that stuff, is probably not working okay. I mean, these ones that I just enabled, this is alive. It should be okay, but resurrect, I think is not. Let me see if it changed if that query was executed anyway, because maybe it crashed after that. Let me see. I have 0 here. No, it was not executed, so it crashed. So yeah, okay, we have to debug it. Okay. I was hoping we could just run it, but we cannot. Okay, we cannot. So there is something happening. Maybe some of the things that I re-enable, like this set hit points, maybe, or there is something else here in the code that make it crash. Okay. Yeah, these are the very basic functionality, like saving a character, loading a character. I mean, it's a bit painful because these ones are, the first time we do those, and they are still pretty deep into the old code. But I think that as soon as we complete these ones, we can work more, let's say, on the blueprint side. We can work more with other stuff that is maybe more fun to do. Just this has to be done. This has to be done. And we are doing it. Okay, let's debug line by line and see what happens, okay? Because something is, I think that our query was looking good, but then it didn't execute, so there was something before the execution that crashed the server. Okay, we are here. Okay, let's go line by line and see. Well, we get to our query. We went to our query, but let's go and see if there is anything like this resurrect or. So here we are at the end of the query, right? We execute the query properly. Can I see the query again? Is my position right now? Yeah, my position is right. My position is right. Because he has the numbers, right? He has the numbers. Okay, then it crashes for some reason. Char record only, return true. No, I should not crash. Why crash before? Boom. I mean, this function executed properly. What the hell? I just wrote to the database. Why the server went down? Let me check the logs. So we have two logs, the client log and the server log. What we want to see is the server log, which is this one. Okay, what the hell happened? So So save character data. You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual corresponding to latest version 6 near you. You at line 1. What do you mean, man? You? I mean, you being update. Didn't like our query at all. I mean, we executed in MySQL and was okay, but he didn't like it. He didn't like it in our code here. Even if he returned true, so what is the problem? Wait a second. We return a value, right? We call save character data. Yes. Why he exits? Because inside our command, if there is an error, it exits. Okay, could be. Could be that in our command, in our db command, save character data. Where was it? Here, db command. Probably in this db command, we have, if the query goes to shit, we just we exit here. If one query goes to shit, we stop the server. I don't know if this is really best, but if we can query prevent that error bailout. Okay, so our query didn't like our query. EU log, SQL log, query failed. I mean, query failed. Query you? I mean, what do you mean you? This is my query? I mean, all that nice stuff became just one letter? Come on. Just one letter? I mean, all that good stuff that I gave you, you transform it into one letter. I mean, come on. Did I wrote something stupid? I think I wrote something stupid and you didn't check on me, huh? You didn't check. No, it's command %s, so we are query. Yeah, it's exactly like it was. So it seems that we are getting into this with a wrong query. So with the wrong thingy, but we did it already. I mean, this command we did it already, right? We said we did it already. Clear character space. Well, we did it. I don't know how many times because we actually clear character traits. Save character skills, delete for character relationship. I mean, why we just do command query here instead of doing command something, you know, something else? Query to, I mean, so the question is, did we ever use this thing, this command for real? Did we ever use this command for real? Because it seems we didn't. This command function seems is not working as we want for whatever reason. It's just cutting off our string completely. I know why. Wait. Stop everything. Stop everything. I know why. Why we wait. Teacher to once, yeah? We passed it this way. Really? Our command is an F string. Why we should pass it this way? I mean, inside command we are using. So if I do this, does it? If I do this, does it likes it? Because I cannot do teacher to once it twice, you know. So is we should pass in an F string and then it should use it as a, you know. So we should not pass it with the referencing. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I have the feeling. I think it's the first time we use this command, actually. Because for now we just did selects, and for selects we use query, the query command, the query method, and we didn't use command yet, so this function has never been properly debugged or used or whatever. I think so. So it's another first time. It's another first time. The first time we'll finish, huh? One day. Yeah, I cannot really put a breakpoint on command because it's used, but it was used then. Interesting. But for sure it took only my first character, so it took the string, we dereferenced it, so it's already a tchar, and then we did the tchar again, and so we got only the first string. I think that is what happened. I have a feeling that this is what happened. So now, without the dereferencer, I think it should work okay. I think it should. Come on. 30 seconds. Fuck, he shut it down anyway. He shut it down anyway. Query was empty. Okay. I will debug this offline, okay? Because I don't think it's very interesting for you to watch. So I will debug this offline, probably tomorrow morning. I will fix it, and so next time that we see each other, this thing should work, and I should have the character position properly working. I don't know exactly why. I have to do more tests. It will take more time, but I don't think it's particularly interesting for the stream itself, right? So, yeah. So for now, I think I will close it for the day. Thank you a lot for watching. Was fun to stream as always. Having you here, interacting a bit with you was fun. So I think that we will see each other tomorrow, maybe also tomorrow afternoon, I think. If I don't have to do some other stuff, but I will try to be here tomorrow afternoon, okay? And we can continue. I will try to solve this problem before we meet, okay? So that it's a bit easier. Okay, see you.